Hi, I'm Jeric.
Hi, I'm Lorna.
We're going on a journey to discover the legacy of the American Legion
and how that history of the Legion is shaping the vision for our future.
Welcome to Milbank, South Dakota, birthplace of American Legion baseball. Hooray!
Milbank, South Dakota, population 3,203. Here on July 17, 1925, Major John Griffith spoke at the American Legion Department of South Dakota Convention. A World War I veteran and commissioner of what became the Big Ten Conference of College Sports, he spoke to the Legionnaires about the importance of athletic activity for young people.
You remember it was only a few years ago we commenced hastily and earnestly to take stock of our boy power and manpower, because we realized in those days that it is the nation of physically fit men who would win the war. That we as a people were not physically fit for the last war, and we must cure that condition. If the 12,000 American Legion posts could do that, I can think of no greater importance or consequence in these days.
The American Legion Department of South Dakota agreed. The department passed a resolution to send the idea of promoting youth athletics up the chain for a national resolution. In many communities, American Legion posts were already sponsoring baseball, football, swimming, and other athletic programs for young people. None of those programs were national in scope, though, until 1926, when the idea for Milbank was passed as a national resolution. The American Legion baseball program was born. That year, the team from Cook, Post 321 in Yonkers, New York, beat Pocatello, Idaho for the American Legion Baseball Series title. The game was played in Philadelphia before a crowd of more than 1,100 spectators. And a little over a year after the idea was presented in Milbank, American Legion Baseball was emerging as a national phenomenon.
It's important to remember that the original purpose behind American Legion Baseball was fitness and discipline, characteristics for military service. American Legion Baseball was introduced to strengthen the nation. However, it was not an easy beginning.
The high cost of running the World Series led to a financial timeout in 1927. The national program bounced back in 1928 thanks to a $50,000 sponsorship from Major League Baseball. A year later, every state and the District of Columbia fielded American Legion baseball teams. Then, the Great Depression hit. Major League Baseball pulled its funding, and the future of the program was in peril.
Americanism chairman Dan Sowers was not going to let the program die. Sowers turned to Chicago Daily News publisher Frank Knox, a former American Legion Department commander and future Secretary of the Navy. Knox pledged $5,000 and called upon other newspaper publishers around the country to help. Altogether, they raised more than $33,000 to keep American Legion Baseball going. And in 1935, the Major League Baseball Club Owners Association provided $20,000 for the program. That revived pro baseball's relationship with the American Legion, which continues today. The American Legion Baseball Player of the Year is still an annual guest of honor at Cooperstown, New York, home of the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame during the Hall of Fame Classic Game. And the American Legion Baseball World Series champions are annual guests at the Major League Baseball World Series.
American Legion Baseball has produced hundreds of Major League stars over the years. Yogi Berra, Ted Williams, Bob Feller, who wasn't the first American Legion Baseball alum to be inducted into the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame. Rollie Fingers, Johnny Bench, Reggie Jackson, Jim Rice, Dave Winfield, and Albert Pujols.
American Legion Baseball indeed makes America stronger. It also makes families and communities stronger. Just ask the folks in Milbank, South Dakota. Why baseball? Of all the sports to choose from that would promote athleticism and patriotism and Americanism, what is it about baseball that was chosen?
Well, I think possibly it's because baseball had been around since the 1800s, and Major League Baseball was beginning to really go strong, and being more teams were being added in different larger cities, and there used to be a saying of baseball, Chevrolet baseball and apple pie, something to that effect, and I just think it was baseball. Because it's a summer program, it gave the youth something in the summer. During the school year, they have their basketball, their track, their football, and so forth. But in the summertime, there was nothing for them to do if they didn't have jobs. And so baseball was a perfect fit.
So what is it about Legion Baseball that seems to be permeating around here? What was the attraction for you?
It's just a fun time with the team, and it's just fun playing baseball for American Legion Baseball.
So what is it about teamwork that you like regarding baseball?
You need your whole team to be together to be able to be good.
Well, I think we're seeing it. It's a trend throughout the rest of the nation that we need physical activity is a great attribute to all kids, and it's put out through the adults as well. But for young people to be a part of something, and I think that's what Legion Baseball has done, is put out more physical ability for kids to get them in better shape and I think become better adults as they get older.
What does it mean for you to have the home of American Legion Baseball in your town?
Well, it puts Milbank as a highlight of everything. And as much as our team really, now that we're a smaller Class B, goes to the state tournaments and stuff like that, it makes, when we're there, everybody can say, yeah, this is where it all started from, right here in Milbank. And it means, when you can say that, everybody, no matter where you're from, has got to say, okay, and they're still, and we're still promoting it. We're still pushing baseball real hard and heavy.
So what is your history with American Legion Baseball?
Well, I've been a player. In 1973 and 74, I was on the Legion team, and I took off a few years there and got back into coaching in about 93 or 4, somewhere in there, and kind of been doing it ever since. And it's been, I was able to coach my own sons play. All 3 of my boys were American Legion baseball players, and now the second generation of my grandsons. It's just a real treat for me to be able to be a part of the American Legion program here in Milbank.
In 2011, Shelby, North Carolina was selected to be the permanent home of American Legion Baseball, and ESPN picked up the rights to stream the World Series tournament online.
American Legion Baseball has proven to be so much more than a game. Bleachers full of fans and television viewers. It all comes back to the original intent of the program, whose spirit is captured in the American Legion Baseball player's oath.
I will keep the rules. Keep faith with my teammates. Keep my temper. Keep myself fit. Keep a stout heart in defeat. Keep pride under in victory. Keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body.